Hey, if you are a nerd and someone says the name Serenity, you probably think about the classic film about space cowboys. Or maybe you're like, is that one of those space rovers? Was Mars rovers Serenity? It isn't, but it should be. But hopefully, in the very near future, when someone says Serenity, you'll think, Serenity. Oh, that's that girl that those cool people sent to space camp. Here's where you come in, cool person. Serenity Burge has always been fascinated by space and science stuff, so when the opportunity came to actually go to space camp, it was like a dream for her. The down payment has already been paid, and now we're just raising funds to pay the rest of the way there. And you can scan the code that you see on your screen to go to a GoFundMe page and help out. And speaking of helping out, friends from more than a dozen shows and podcasts are working to do their part to help make it happen. In the first video, our team comes together to review the 1986 movie Space Camp starring Leah Thompson. Second video, another review of Space Camp, but this time it's like an After Dark version with the incredible Scott Madison. In our third episode, our friends at Al's Place and Deep Dive TV podcast about the Quantum Leap episode Atlantis to support Serenity going to Space Camp. And Damon Shigamelli, Stacie Wilcox, and Brian Green, and Hayden McQueenie join Chris and Albie as they watch the infamous Quantum Leap episode Diaper Monkey. I mean, the wrong stuff. And keep checking in because we're adding more people and more videos all the time. Look, Space Camp is a one-of-a-kind experience for a kid. It's really cool. Not only is there math and science and STEM and all the stuff you expect, but there's cool projects. It's hands-on. It teaches teamwork. It teaches leadership skills. It is just all around an awesome experience for a kid who's into science. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. It's fine. I really did that.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from the Core Productions Deep Dive TV podcast with my co-host, Stacie, and we got a special guest co-host today, Albie from the Quantum Leap podcast and Treksploration. He's here for a very specific and special reason that we will get to in a moment. And we're here to talk about Quantum Leap, Season 1, Episode 2, Atlantis. This would be the revival. This is the first time that you and I have talked about we've talked about it, but
this is our first time doing a rewatch of the 2022 series. So we just finished the original series.
The last thing that we did was Mirror Image.
So no, we have not decided to wrap around and start the 2022 series over. We're talking about this episode specifically for reasons.
Yes, it ties into something that we will be talking about after I get through all my usual blurb. I guess I'll do that first. All right, so the episode description reads as follows. Ben leaps into the body of an astronaut aboard the space shuttle Atlantis on March 7th, 1998, and tries to avert a disaster. In the present, Addison finds a flash drive that may hold the key to Ben's secret and magic, and Jen track down Janice Calvici. Originally, the leap date was wrong on the Internet Movie Database. I noted that during when it was originally broadcast. They actually fixed it after the episode aired. Originally, it was still wrong, but now it's the actual date that it's actually supposed to be. That's just something I noticed when I was writing up my notes for this. The episode was directed by David McCurder. He had 15 directorial credits when he directed this episode. He now has 18. This was his only effort on the series. The episode was written by Robert Hall. Only effort of the series he wrote. He was a producer on the first 6 episodes of the series and then not after that. I'm assuming he basically left after the original showrunners were booted off. Albie, you can probably tell me a little bit something about that, right?
Yes, that's the basic deal.
Okay. Before we go any further, I'll tell you a couple things. One, this is not a spoiler-free podcast. If you haven't watched the episode, I highly recommend you go check it out and then come back and give us a listen. Secondly, if you're listening with platforms, this podcast is now available on. Please follow and feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Corn Productions, where additional content can be discovered. Also, I should point out the fact that this is airing at the same time on Albie's channels. I would believe it's going to air on both Treksploration and Quantum Leap podcasts.
Correct.
Okay, so if you're on that channel, feel free to come check us out at Corn Productions. All right, so yes, right there. So Albie, why don't you tell us why we're all here, what we're doing today?
Well, I just have a major crush on you, Dave, and I want to podcast with you as much as possible. And when Stacie mentioned
it's really hard to get you both in the room at the same time. Let me tell you.
He's diurnal. Is that the word? I'm nocturnal. I'm nocturnal. Yeah. Yes. So it's got to be in that sweet spot where right before you go to sleep and right when I wake up.
Literally.
Pretty much, exactly. All right. So besides your epic crush on me, what else you got?
We are doing a fundraiser for my daughter Serenity. She got into space camp, and her mother and I put down a down payment, but then there's a lot left. So part of her science, engineering, space class is raising funds. So we're doing a fundraiser to send her to space camp, and we're doing multiple shows with over a dozen podcasters and people from different shows on YouTube. And we're all coming together for Serenity, and I really appreciate you two stepping in like this. This is great.
Yeah. So the first 2 episodes, according to you, what you were saying, actually happened already. That was the 2 space camp things that you guys did. I was not involved because, he ended up on a day that I was not available. And the second version of that ended up at 10 p.m., which was after
the middle of the night.
Right. That was after the sweet spot where,
that was Space Camp. We did Space Camp After Dark. We're doing this. And next up is the Quantum Leap podcast, Quantum Leap After Show, doing the classic Quantum Leap episode, The Wrong Stuff, or Diaper Monkey.
And we kind of felt like this episode was a nice little companion piece to Space Camp. And and we thought it made sense to cover this episode as a result to support our friend Albie.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everybody's really doing a great job coming together and just working hard just to see Serenity off into low Earth orbit. And I'm very excited and thankful.
I hope she actually gets to go into space. That would be pretty awesome.
Well, there's always a chance of thermal curtain failure.
Right, maybe Jinx.
Fingers crossed.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
we don't want that.
We don't
Jinx
want that.
put Serenity in space. Yeah, because what if the tiles get damaged? You're still there.
The one thing I noted when I was watching Space Camp was the fact that some of the things that they were doing to train, and never in a million years would I would do them. I can't even get on a roller coaster. Never mind doing some of the things that they were doing. So,
ooh, yeah, Rennie doesn't like roller coasters. Hopefully, she likes the centrifuge. 3Gs, who knows?
All right. So
if she hurls, she hurls.
If you want to help send Serenity to Space Camp, go to GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp.
All right. So we have some shout outs related to that.
We do. I have shout outs from the first 2 episodes of the fundraiser, which are the Space Camp videos. Okay, we have first Heather Taylor, who is a writer from the series Revival. Yes. We had her on our channel before. Go check.
I'm liking that.
Lovely woman.
She says, "I love Space Camp.
Great film."
Big Guy 617 says Joaquin Phoenix's film debut, and I don't think he was 25.
No, he was much younger.
That's in response to Albie saying all the actors were 25.
Yeah, I think he was maybe 11 or 12.
He was 11 when they were filming.
11? Okay. I think I was like 9 when they were filming. So everyone in the film was older than me.
In my headcanon, this is what resulted in him becoming the Joker later on.
Exactly. Good point.
Alejandro Angel says,
Alejandro!
My first time watching, I'm too young, Gen Z here. I give this movie 3.5 out of 5 oxygen tanks.
Oh, cool. I have no idea what Gen Z is. What is that? When were they born?
I think your daughter's a Gen Z, no? Or is she
Alpha? I don't know.
She might be on the cusp.
There's way too many. For my generation, it was like a 30-year spread, and now it's every 3 years. It's a different generation.
No, it's not.
I think so.
Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm an old millennial.
Oh,
I'm a zennial.
I'm a Gen X, and that's pretty much from 1942 to 2005, I think.
I'm directly on the cusp between Gen X and millennial.
Okay.
Technically, I'm a millennial.
Youngsters.
Let's see. Then we have Keith at Board Now. He says, just donated and shared. This was a fun listen. Good luck to Serenity.
Thank you, Keith.
And then we have Christian. I need you to say his name, Albie.
Daljo. We love Christian Daljo. He's our part of our crew on Treksploration from Denmark.
And he says, cool review, everyone. Loved it. Go Serenity.
Woo!
And one more. This one came in today. Dave DeJour says, I was almost in this movie.
Wow.
Space Camp the year they filmed this, but I went in March and they filmed in June or July. Had I gotten into my second or third choice of week, I probably would have been a background extra. You see plenty of campers walking around in scenes outside.
Dave, he sounds like a swell guy.
Because his name's Dave?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
These are all the Daves I know.
All right. So the donations, I'm going to read those off. Allison Pregler. And very generous. Faith of the Heart. That'd be your buddy Chris and our buddy, of course, too.
Yes, thank you guys.
And I'm probably gonna butcher this. I'm sorry. Richard Tetrolt, Samuel Fain.
Wow, Sam, Fate's Wide Wheel.
Stephen Norder, Scott Spelgman, Adam and Stacie Wilcox. Those names sound pretty familiar.
Wow.
Weird Black. And how Alejandro Angel.
Alejandro.
Oh, okay, and more.
And more.
Keith Beard, Michael Graff.
Keith. Wow.
Eric Guerrero, and Donnie Summerlin. And eventually my name is going to be on that list. It's
nice.
Like maybe a
thank
$1
you
or something like that. But...
Dave will push us right over the edge.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Like the last $1 and I'll get you there for sure.
So as when we're recording, we're at $1,131, 83% of the way there.
Wow, that's amazing. And we're just starting this fundraiser.
We're almost there, but we want to go past 100 because there's lots and lots of other expenses on top of these minimal expenses.
Travel, hotel, and supplies, basically. So
all right. So
thank you.
Thank you for everyone who donated.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
I love that they love Serenity enough to do that. Thank you so much.
Especially now. We do.
Times as hard they is. We're in a depression, recession, mostly depression.
Right. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyone who is watching this, if you are in a place to donate, please do so. And even if you cannot, please like and share the videos, share out the links to the GoFundMe page and all of that good stuff to help spread the word of the fundraiser.
Yeah, it'd be great. For the price of a dozen eggs, you can send $20 Serenity's way, and she can go to space camp. That'd be great.
All right, so
we're gonna get into the episode.
Yes, back to the episode.
And if you are watching from one of those other channels and you're not familiar with us, the way we're gonna do this, we go through the episode scene by scene, talking about it as we go, and then we're also going to talk about all the actors that we meet. And there's not a ton of them in this one. This is almost a little bit of a bottle episode as far as the leap goes.
Yeah. All right.
The bottle being a space shuttle.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Your thoughts in this week's episode?
Okay, so looking back, right, the first time we talked about this, by the way, was only our third time.
I know,
doing a podcast.
It was literally our episode.
So we've changed a lot since then. Our show has changed a lot since then.
Like my notes are completely different from how I used to write them.
I don't even have notes because I was scribbling on paper back then. So we've come a long way, right? And now we know the whole series. We know where it goes. We know where it doesn't go. So I feel like we have different things to talk about, right? Than our perspective the first time around. But looking back, it's only the second episode of the series. It's really good.
It is really good.
So good.
Like for a second episode, this is like amazing. It's got
watched it again today.
It was a very big swing, right? But they pulled it off, I think. I think they did a great job. We went somewhere a leaper has never gone before, and that is outer space.
Wow. Which is awesome because that's where they were going with the next season opener of the original series. So they kept going, you know. Not quite an alien bar, but, you know, outer space still.
All right. So, Albie, your thoughts on this week's episode?
I haven't watched the new series in a while, probably since it went off the air. I have never done a rewatch. just because I was so into it for so long, and it was such a disappointment in life and hurt that it got canceled, and I was lost for a while because that's who I was, the guy who did the Quantum Leap podcast thing. And I have to say that I absolutely love this show. It is amazing and it holds up. And I this kind of like opened the door again, and I think I'm going to go through it one more time because it's just so damn good. And it was meant for me. I think it was made for me because I love it.
Well, I'm glad that we inspired you to do that, Albie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this episode was a very good. Like I remember watching the original episode and our take on it being like, okay, this is decent. This is a decent start, but the pacing of the first episode was ridiculous. It was like ridiculously fast. And we were somewhat concerned about whether this was going to be a show they were going to like or not. And with the second episode, they really assuage, if that's the correct word, a lot of my fears. It had the heart, it had the hope, and the humor that Deborah Pratt
history.
History.
That's
the word. That Deborah Pratt always said made for a good Quantum Leap episode. Though regarding the history, this would start the trend that none of this is actual real history. Like this, other than the fact that there was a space shuttle Atlantis,
right?
Everything else here is not quite up to real history.
There was no actual Atlantis mission in March of 1998. They were the shuttle that was delivering parts to the International Space Station, but not at that time. I think it's off by a couple of years of when that was happening.
And the astronaut that Ben admires in this episode doesn't actually exist as far as I can tell.
Right. None of these are
makes sense because of clearances and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because all these astronauts probably still have people and teams and PR agents and all that stuff, where when the original series was talking about like stuff that happened in the 50s,
right.
Not the same problems.
One of these astronauts is somebody we know.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Is
So
it Dave?
Talk about that now. It's not me.
Let's talk about it a little bit. Just a little bit. Samantha Stratton is in this episode.
Oh, little Sammy Stratton, the baby, the drunk baby.
I remember being so excited, having that realization, and so depressed week after week after that when I'm looking for these other types of connections in every episode, and they just
very little.
Right.
Yeah.
I had this theory that every leap was going to be centered around, a ripple that Sam made, right? Like it felt like that's what they were going to do when they did this, and that's not what they did.
Not at all, but that's okay. You know what I realized watching this again today? I don't think there was as much a problem with the new version of the show. I think it was a learning curve. We had to learn. The audience had to learn what the new show was. We went in expecting Quantum Leap that we knew, and this was a completely different show. Similar universe, same universe, similar concept, but totally different show. Because watching it back and then watching a little bit of my review while I was getting pretty and stuff, I was like, I didn't agree with myself because back then I didn't like it because it was so different from the original. But watching it again, I disagree with me because I think it's great. I think they did a good job. I think we were just old and curmudgeonly.
Yes, and that problem is clearly improved as we've gotten less old and less curmudgeonly. I can't even say the word. I screwed up the joke, but whatever.
All right.
So we're diving in.
Let's get to the actual show.
All right,
please.
All right,
loved it. Space.
The episode opens with Ben Song leaping in, calling for Addison. He soon realizes he's on a spaceship prepared to leap into space. Ben tries to stop this, but no such luck. As he begins to say something, it cuts to the space shuttle launching into space. Probably a swear word of some kind.
Oh shit!
That's right.
That's something they cut out within the week. It was in the preview, but not in the actual episode, I believe, right?
Yep. And a title card helpfully informs us it's 1998. Ben here is played by Raymond Lee, 46 credits.
Love him.
Yep. He's recently appeared in the series called Sugar and
I haven't seen it.
Jazzy. Abby, you saw that?
Haven't seen it. The
last thing
I've seen
appeared in Sugar yet. He is in the upcoming season 2.
That's
if I ever have a baby, I'm going to name her Sugar.
Okay.
The only other thing I really watched him in is Kevin Can Go Himself.
I haven't seen that series, but I want to.
Dude, watch it. Watch it. I can't say anything about it except watch it and finish the whole first episode. Not like I did the first time.
Okay. By the way, I did find, I wasn't sure how Raymond Lee was going to be as a replacement or a successor to Sam Beckett, or Scott Bakula, I should say, because that's the actor. But I did.
Hey, I know him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you guys know him, and I know you.
He doesn't know me, but he forgot about me 2 seconds.
I think he does at this point. Right. Honestly,
yeah.
We've been in his face so many times.
But
Samesies.
I really grew to like Raymond Lee as Ben Song, and I found him a very capable successor. He was never going to replace Scott Bakula in my heart, but he did a very good job in this show overall.
I never understood how people loved More Than One Child, but now that I love Raymond Lee, I understand that my heart expanded enough to have both Scott Bakula and Raymond Lee in it. I will travel the country whenever Raymond Lee is in a play or a musical, and I will block him from leaving and hug him.
Okay. And I guess it's a good thing you never had another child, because you wouldn't be sending them to space camp.
Yeah, that'd be too many people going to space camp.
Fairly certain if you had more than one child, you would love them all equally.
I don't know. There's so much love there for Serenity, so. But Raymond Lee and Scott Bakula, so I think I understand the concept.
It's not too late out, but you can still have another kid.
Oh, that's what I thought the other day, and I was like, oh, that would be a bad idea.
Hey, Al Pacino did it in his 70s or something.
That's
like
true.
That.
That's
I wouldn't recommend it, but
if I met the right woman and I traveled back in time, I might.
I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
So this, I mentioned this in when I did the original podcast in this episode. This would have been a natural endpoint for a credit scene, for the credits to roll. But it goes on for 10 more minutes before we get to the actual,
That was weird, right? That's still weird. Yeah.
All right.
Still too early though.
Right.
You know why?
At the end of the episode.
Because in the opening credits it says Susan Dial before we see Beth. So they should have waited a few more minutes, because that totally spoiled it for us.
The average person isn't going to know who that is. But
that spoiled it for
the diehard,
the 2,000 of us that
yes.
What that means.
The 2,000 of us were all like, "Oh, that's awesome," but spoilers.
It did, in fact, spoil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love her though, but
I remember that moment very clearly. Going,
right. I picked that out instantly.
I might have already talked to her, so who knows?
Yeah, but
she's a beautiful person.
But at some point you saw it, and it spoiled you.
Yeah, exactly. It spoiled me.
All right, so they make it into space without exploding. Good job for them.
Good job.
Yay! Exploding, not good.
They begin to play music and celebrate. We are introduced to Samantha Stratton, possibly related to Tom Stratton from Genesis. And in fact,
it is. It's her.
It's the daughter.
Possibly.
It's the baby. Right. The whole reason Sam leaped there in the first place was
this conversation that length.
I mean, we debated it that day, but at this point, I think it's pretty much canon, right? We're all in agreement.
Because those lives touch other
Samantha
lives.
Stratton is that Samantha Stratton.
100%.
It's up for debate.
All right.
And I remember that day. What we did the day we recorded this was
after the fact. Yeah, I remember
we
Doug, we went and watched.
We found out how old she was. Right, we're like, does this make sense? And this actress,
Carly Pope
is the exact same age that baby Samantha Stratton would have been in 1998. We were like, does this plausibly make sense? And it does. And not even in TV age, but in actual age. The actress.
I would have liked the old mentor astronaut to be Tom Stratton's friend. What was he, Mad Dog or something?
Mad Dog.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting.
That would have been a good tie-in.
Well, that was his nickname.
No, I don't think it was.
Was it
Howlin' Mad Murdoch.
Bird Dog.
Bird Dog.
Bird Dog.
Right.
I don't know.
Captain Burdell.
Oh, that's right.
He wasn't an astronaut. He was
Well, he was a pilot though, so that would be a natural evolution to an old guy pilot.
He also would have been really old to switch careers into
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I would have bought it.
Aegis. Moving along. 97 credits for her, including Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, that's another tie-in there.
Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, the
revival, reboot. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. The second one.
I never watched Original Sin.
It's good. It's so good.
Okay. I just started Gilmore Girls again, Dave. Are you watching that?
Right. Yeah, we're gonna do our podcast on that eventually.
Okay. Have me on. I love that. Where you go, I will follow.
Connecticut,
Does it? I think that's in New England, I heard.
Connecticut, which is more specific than New England.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was also in 2 episodes of The Good Doctor and 10 episodes of Arrow. You got anything else for
her? That's exactly what I have for her.
Okay. Albie,
she was good. I loved her portrayal of Sam Stratton. She was confident and vulnerable, and she seemed very intelligent. She acted intelligent. Liked it.
Commander Jim Reynolds, who is a mentor to Samantha, is played by Jose Zinga.
Love that guy. I know him. him.
Yes, I believe we've talked to him before.
I interviewed him. Yeah, he was one of the first few ones from the new series. That was great.
146 credits, including an episode of House, Westworld, and A Sudden Case of Christmas. That's a recent Christmas movie.
Ooh, I didn't know that one. Westworld is what I knew him from mostly.
He was in 10 episodes of The Expanse and 17 episodes of Madam Secretary.
Nice.
All right. So Reynolds declares they are the first crew to put a piece of the International Space Station into orbit. Ben looks at himself.
Yeah, he tells them what they're doing here in case, they forgot.
Right. So that we know. So,
as you know.
It was like a really
what we're
funny,
here to do.
Funny
for months for.
Ben looks at himself in a reflection and sees the person, David, who he's leaped into. Stratton asks him if he's okay, and Ben asks to be reminded where the bathroom is. As Ben tries to get the attention of Addison.
Did you make note of our mirror image?
The mirror image, no, I did not make. No.
Bud Sabatino. No, wait, that was a different episode.
Okay.
Tadamori Yagi.
Okay.
He was in an episode of Parenthood, an episode of Southland, and a whole bunch of shorts.
Okay. So one of the other reasons I didn't end up going on the second half of your show is because I rolled myself out.
There was no world where you were going to come on the air at 10 p.m.
All right.
Oh, but you missed so much.
I also didn't do my homework. I hadn't watched the second half of that movie. But when I did, I noted that there was also a moment where Max was being taught how to use the bathroom. So
much different bathroom than this one. This one was half a train car.
It got much larger between 1984 or 1986 and 1990.
He was just going to be in a different room, maybe the living room, maybe the foyer, which was adjacent to the bathroom. So I don't know what was going on with the staging in this episode. It was a little ridiculous how big it was inside. It's not.
We were talking about
Space Camp nailed it more, I think,
off air, and I think we have to believe Space Camp, the movie, got it better, right? Of what the actual Atlantis looks like than this episode.
Well, Serenity and I have actually seen the Atlantis in person, and it's immense, but it's mostly wings and cargo bay and thrusters. The actual crew compartment is very tiny. So I would say Space Camp nailed it. This was a little played fast and loose with reality.
A little cinematic.
Yes.
So Ben tries to get the attention of Addison by constantly calling out her name. As we cut to the present day, where Ian is also knocking on Addison's door, also calling for Addison. Ian brings her oat milk coffee with 3 sugars, which, is...
They never said coffee.
No?
They said oat milk with 3, was it sugars or Splendas or something?
I mean, I suppose it could be, it was definitely 3 sugars.
But I was thinking, that's weird. You would think coffee with oat milk and sweetener, but it could have just been oat milk.
You could do both. You could do a latte with oat milk, or
it probably came from Pretty Little Lattes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it was coffee, but I just thought it. I thought, what if she's only drinking oat milk that's sweetened?
Ugh,
weird.
It's horrible.
Oat milk's not good for you, I hear.
No,
but that's a psyop. So who knows?
So they still haven't located Ben, but Ian is distracted by the state of Addison's apartment, which has been ransacked. She says she did that because of a message from Ben. Addison here is played by Caitlin Bassett. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yes. Pretty sure.
Oh my God.
Talked to her. Right?
Oh yeah, I talked to her many times.
Yeah.
She's a very kind person, and she is absolutely gorgeous and super smart and strong. If there was ever a zombie apocalypse, I would basically run to her and have her protect me.
Me too now.
So what has Caitlin been up to?
Well, she only has 3 credits in total. The last thing was an episode of The Terminal List in 2026, which is not yet. So it hasn't.
So she, similar to Ray appearing in season 2 of Sugar, Caitlin's appearing in season 2 of The Terminal List.
Maybe they just took a little break and we're like, hey, we just worked a lot. Let's just chill for a bit.
I mean, it's not uncommon. Yeah, the fact that they haven't had much credit since then.
Well, it takes like 3 years to get something made now. So
yeah, and they make 5 episodes, and then they're 30 years old instead of 12.
Ian here is played by Mason Alexander Park, 14 credits, including The Sandman. That's pretty much the last thing he's done.
Yeah,
love them.
They're still ongoing appearances in The Sandman. Lots of theater for Mason.
Kind and cool. They're very talented in every way, and very kind. And I think one of the standouts of the whole series, really, for me.
Yeah, definitely a very good performance in this episode. Ian asks if the message was to trash her apartment. That was a good guess, though. She found a flash drive, which turns out to be encrypted. Ian says that Jen is more the person to crack it. Okay, so Addison thought her and Ben were there in this together. Ian mistakenly believes that they meant her and them, but that's not the case. She reveals that they met at Quantum Leap. This entire project was their lives, but there was a whole other side of things that she didn't know about. And they end up getting a text, and the text is from Magic, so they have to go to the project.
And the text says they figured out like what they got the security images from last night. Was it just last night?
I think so. Yeah, and I should probably maybe watch.
Happened in a day.
I'm a little lost as to where we are in the plot line. I should have probably watched the first episode again. But yeah, I mean,
I was confused.
They don't know anything. This is them going, we don't know what's going on.
And neither do I.
I've seen each episode probably 6 to 8 times just for research and interviewing people and doing the shows on them. And I'm sitting there watching this episode and like trying to absorb the mystery. And I'm like, I have no idea where this is going. I'm intrigued. I want to follow this little breadcrumbs that are being laid out. And I've seen it. I don't know how many times, but I don't remember.
So back at the project, Addison and Ian are soon to put up the speed on Janice's Calbichi's role that they discovered in the previous episode. Ian suggests Janice went to Ben, not the other way around. They turn out to be right. Addison wants to ask
spoilers
about that, but Magic orders that Ben not be informed. He doesn't want Ben to get his memory back in case he was co-opted by Janice for evil purposes.
Yeah, at this point, they have no idea why Ben left, what's going on. Riley. Is he a bad guy? Do we trust him?
Right. And
so their whole thing is, we don't want him to remember anything, because what if he remembers that he's against us?
Right.
I think Jen was right to be cautious, because that's her job. And she doesn't know what's going on. But I think it's weird that they jumped down Allison's Augustine's throat.
Technically both are true.
For trying to figure out if he knew more. Because I think if you ask somebody, do you remember anything else, that like shuts your brain off and you can't remember when you're trying to remember. So I think it was a technique.
Addison does not agree with any of this, but Magic says it's an order. Magic here is played by Ernie Hudson, 262 credits, including Oz, all of the Ghostbusters movies, and the Ron Clark story, and many other things that I could probably name.
He's a Ghostbuster.
Right.
Yeah. Newest credits include, of course, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, continued appearances in The Family Business, and 4 episodes of Boston Blue.
Yeah, and I got to talk to him. He was great.
Oh, you got to talk to Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, we interviewed him.
I don't think anybody that Albie hasn't talked to.
Now that I've talked to Dave, we're good.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Bucket list achieved. I'm good. I can die now. A happy man. Good. Yeah, he was a great guy. And,
okay. He seems like it. He seems like a
very kind
person.
Everyone very kind. I think that was part of the casting process of this show. Just, they I don't know if they spent time with them and figured out they weren't jerks, or they checked their references, but everybody's just nice and just like happy and kind, and love it. And
Jen is played by Nanrisa Lee, 55 credits, including an episode of Star Trek Picard, season 2. Did you cover the entirety of that season, Albie?
We did not. Treksploration did not exist yet, so we were hopping in and out different places on Trekaholic channel, actually.
Okay.
So no, but Nanrisa Lee is me and Chris fight over her all the time, and she has no idea.
Her latest credits include an episode of Station 19, an episode of NCIS, and an episode of Criminal Minds.
And she was also in a movie called Status Active.
Ooh, I got to see that. Love her. Love her. Big fan, huge fan.
Yeah, she's been very busy the last couple of years, it looks like.
That's cool. She's very talented.
So Ziggy has located Ben, and Ian reacts when they realize he's in space. As Addison and Ian walk, Ian points out that they noticed she didn't bring up the thumb drive. Addison won't give it to Jen because they don't trust Ben. She needs to know what the thumb drive says first. Ian goes on a rant to basically say they think splitting into two teams is a mistake. Addison tells Ian to just unlock the drive for her. Addison appears to Ben in the bathroom. Ben finds it cool he's in space, and Addison tells him that he leapt into David Tamara.
I'm in space.
I know. He was the hero of Ben's. Listening in on this conversation is Jen and Ian. They're being creepers right now. Tamara immigrated from Japan and became an astronaut. Ben starts to remember that he immigrated from Korea and he wanted to be an astronaut. Jen wants him to steer clear of the conversation away from this, but Addison instead asks, "What else do you remember?" And Jen, of course, yells at her for it. Ben, and this is the moment you were talking about, her down her throat. Ben doesn't remember anything else other than Tamara died on his first mission. Addison says they know and that there's a 92% chance he's there to prevent that, and no 100%.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that we're at 92% that's why we're here. If you're
maybe he was supposed to die, right?
Is gonna die. I'm pretty sure you want to prevent that from happening.
100%.
Like, let's not die today. That would
I asked the writers and producers, how do they get the numbers? They just said whatever sounds good. So yeah, sounds good. 92%. That's pretty certain.
So yeah, and we'd already established at this point, right? I'm pretty sure they said in the pilot that they knew if the host dies, Ben's gonna die.
Right. They made that a hard rule. Right. Unlike the original where they kind of flip-flopped on it.
So
we're not really sure.
So you're supposed to die today. So we think that's why you're here. You're probably
you might want to prevent
yourself from dying.
That's crazy that originally him dying is what prevented the whole crew from dying. So he unknowingly sacrificed himself for the whole crew.
So my thought here was this. I'm thinking about it. Did Sam ever, and I couldn't come up with one, but I didn't go through the list, episode by episode. Did Sam ever leap into a place where his primary objective was to keep his host from dying?
I'm sure that's happened numerous times.
I feel like it didn't.
I want to say the one where he's on death row. The one where he's on death row in the electric chair, maybe?
That's an example.
That's the only one that
his mission wasn't necessarily to prevent his death in that episode.
Right. Though. He thought it was for a while.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess there's that one.
I'm pretty sure there's
the one where he's a diaper monkey?
Right. Yes.
Well, no, it was Corey that was supposed to die.
Oh, they weren't both
in the original
going to be killed?
They were once time he started doing things, but originally it was Corey that was going to die. That's the thing is often it was somebody else that he's supposed to stop from dying, and then in the midst of it, now everybody's going to die, just like in this episode.
How do you have encyclopedic knowledge of Diaper Monkey?
I pay attention to things.
Wow.
I mean, you guys also did talk about it recently, so that might have helped.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, he knows I didn't prep for it.
Oh, gotcha.
You did really good not prepping for it.
I mean, we covered it last year, so it hasn't been that long.
I mean, I still don't remember that, but my memory is crap at this point.
I retain weird things. I do. I definitely do not have a photographic memory, but a lot of things stick.
I retain a lot of water.
Gotcha. All right, so the project is still waiting to get information from classified documents as to exactly why Tamara died.
Like the cause of death.
Yeah, NASA never released the actual cause of death. Ben ends up leaving the bathroom. Reynolds asks him to start doing things and Ben is just like, sure thing.
That's actually the other character, Max.
Oh, Max? Okay.
Max in space.
This is, there's a Max in this,
Max and Jinx, friends forever.
Max is played by Leif M. Burke. You don't have him in your notes?
I do.
Who is Max played by?
Leif M. Burke, 74 credits, including an episode of American Horror Stories, Magnum P.I., the reboot, and The West Wing.
What's their name?
Leif M. Burke.
Leif?
That's her
Leith.
best.
That's really similar to Leif Phoenix, who played
Leith.
Okay, that's close to Leif Phoenix, who played Max. That's weird.
He also was in 2 episodes of Good Trouble, which is the spinoff of The Fosters, and 3 episodes of the 2025 Charlotte's Web series that I did not know existed.
There was a series?
There's a 2025 Charlotte's Web series.
They're going to make you cry over a spider how many times? How many episodes?
But he's in it. 3 episodes.
Okay.
So Addison shows him how to do his job, and instantly, from the moment he pushes a button, the alarm starts sounding, which is exactly what would happen if I were in space. I'm sure that I would screw things up instantly.
That's why none of us are going to space, only Serenity.
Right, only smart. Serenity. She's the only hope that we have. Yep. Ben thinks he caused it, but he didn't. The payload doors are jamming, causing the shuttle to spin out of control. And now we have the brief Quantum Leap title card.
Credits.
Right.
You have to explain this technical malfunction that causes so much trouble, because I don't understand it. The doors are open, so they just spin out of control. Makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Off balance.
I'm not a scientist or an astronaut nor anything, so I couldn't intelligently answer that question.
It just made no sense.
But
yeah, it needed a theme song. That would have saved the whole show.
Yes.
I recommended to Drew the one that the guy put on YouTube with the Quantum Leap with original tune with lyrics, if you remember that one.
Okay.
But they didn't go with it. I don't know why.
So after the credits, Samantha stabilizes the ship. Things are all looking good, but Reynolds is knocked unconscious. The blood floating from his wound is really cool. We made note of that in the podcast.
That was cool.
But I didn't actually go back and listen to that podcast. I just remember the things.
I did it. I was scared to. Again, it was our 3rd episode.
Right. I didn't want to because I didn't want it to influence me in any kind of way, like myself influencing myself. But so I just wanted my thoughts for this episode to not be connected to that original podcast. But anyway.
I listened to my first 10 minutes on that because I didn't want to be influenced. But when I kept disagreeing with myself, I'm like, I turned that off.
You just rage quit.
Yep.
All right. So Doc attends to Reynolds. Stratton reveals that he promised his wife that she would look after him. Mm-hmm. The wife didn't want him to go, but he wanted to be up here for Stratton for her first flight and his last.
Yeah, so this is her first, his last. He didn't have to go on this one. He could have retired, but he hung out for another mission to be with her. So if we didn't have Sam Beckett, if we never had Project Quantum Leap, neither of them would be here right now.
Exactly.
Samantha or Reynolds would not be on this mission.
Yeah. So, and then the tragedy happened. So that way they're sending Ben to clean it up for him.
Nice. Yeah. So Addison appears listening in on this conversation, but doesn't end up saying or contributing anything. She's just kind of standing there like a creeper. Samantha declares that 6 hours of breathable air is all they have left and tells them that they will be fine. She just needs to talk to Houston and determine their next move. Sam asks if he can leap now.
No.
But no, he did not. I don't even have Sam in my notes, so I still did that. All right, but yeah. It's
been a minute since we talked about these people.
So I was even doing that when we were originally talking about the show. So anyway, Ben asks if he can leap now. But no, we can't because nothing has changed.
I mean, maybe Sam's there too. We don't know.
Maybe. Right. It might be one of the other people, yeah.
Right. David is still set to die, which is really unfortunate because
don't die, Dave.
No, I won't. Not during the course of this podcast, at least.
Hopefully, we're both up there, post 40.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
possible.
I've never died on a podcast yet.
Yeah, I probably will.
I'll be sure to make sure that I'm there to record it. But anyway,
thank you.
Albie's last podcast.
Make sure that GoFundMe all goes to Serenity.
Okay.
And Chris is handling the financials of that, just so you know.
Okay. So Addison says he doesn't control the leap. This is the first, and I think she says it multiple times throughout the episode. Ben wants to find out how David dies now. He's really insistent that he know right this second.
Mm-hmm.
Magic goes and visits Beth Calvici.
So awesome. I love Susan Diol.
Played by Susan Diol. I know the pronunciation now because Albie has said it several times.
I might have a crush on her too. I have many crushes.
Yes, me too. We have that in common.
Yes.
She's reprising her role from the original series. She appeared twice in the original series and overall had 5 appearances in the revival, which is more than she appeared in the original.
I interviewed her about 3 or 4 times. I had always hoped we'd end up together, but it just didn't work out.
There's still time, Albie. There's still.
I'm hopeful.
You should get on a plane.
Wouldn't that be
right
the
now.
ultimate win, right? end up with Susan Dial.
Her most recent credit is the 2025 film Rhythm is a Dancer.
Ooh, I like that song.
Also, interesting to note, she appeared in the series finale of this series. She also appeared in the series finale of the original series. So she's the one to appear in both.
Oh, don't make me tear up now.
Okay.
And what is she doing in this scene?
Oh, yeah, before we get there.
You're being cool.
Best case scenario, she's supposed to be like maybe 75 here. That's the best case scenario based on the math.
Yeah, they aged her up because when I interviewed her, she looked a lot younger.
Well, yeah, because she originally appeared in the 60s and the 90s. So she's
right. So they had to add 30 years to her. Yeah.
She's just.
So she won't look like that for another 30 years. So there's still a chance.
Right.
I think she's married to some Norwegian guy right now or something. Yeah.
All right. So she's working on a car.
Which car?
Which car?
Al's car.
Al's car. Al's car.
Al's car from.
Al's car, not Dave's car. Al's car.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Al's car from Leap for Lisa, the one that was involved in that whole thing.
We quickly learn that these two know each other. Magic apologizes for not being at the funeral, but Beth doesn't.
For not talking to her since the funeral.
Okay.
It's not that he wasn't at the funeral. I'm sure he was.
Beth doesn't need the apology. Magic tells her that Janice is in trouble, but won't reveal what kind of trouble because he can't.
Beth, classified.
Yep. Beth hasn't
Very
seen.
Classified.
Yes. Beth hasn't seen her in over a year since Al died. She's withdrawn from everyone. Magic says he knows what it's like to protect his daughter, but this is serious. Beth asks if something went wrong at the project, and she's like, "You can tell me." And Magic's like, "No, I can't." He's basically just like, "It's good to see you. If she hears from Janice, get in contact with them." This is all, of course, a ploy.
Yeah.
Magic calls Jen and says to be ready to go because this could be their best shot.
And Beth fell for it.
Yep, she did. I probably would too.
Yeah, probably. Like, what did you do? Magic's looking for you.
Jen talks to Ian asking about Alex, who helped with the encryption program for the project, but Ian is lying about what Alex was there to doing there, basically. And Jen says,
the one that handed Ian the thumb drive?
Yes.
Yeah, not so surreptitiously.
Nope.
I was convinced for the whole season that they were whoever handed that over was like going to be the major
big bad
thing. Yeah, I was wrong.
No, Ian just gave Alex this and said help.
Right.
Yeah.
Jen says the worst thing about Ben not being here is that Ben was the one to pull them all together and get them moving in the right direction. This is a guilt trip from Jen, a pretty effective one. I probably would have gone for it. And she suggests that Addison is the one who needs to hand the drive over, and Ian needs to be the one to convince her to do that.
Yeah, Jen's pretty smart, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All she witnessed was a thumb drive being handed from one person to another and knows the entire story now.
If they were smart, they would have put it in a pack of smokes. And it's interesting because Jen will later basically say the same thing about Ben, about moving everyone in the same direction. So you would figure that conversation would come up with Addison, but it doesn't. But Addison is still the one that later says this to Ben. It's just interesting. But yeah, Ben thinks Addison should be using her round handling thing that Stacie hates. She hated.
Oh, the hockey puck?
Yes. To show them things from the past. So basically to jog his memory. Addison reveals they don't want her to do so. Ben divines the reason why. Ben says he gets the reason for keeping him in the dark. He would make the same call on the other side. He ends up asking about the ring on her finger. He asks, do I know the guy? Addison says he wouldn't remember him.
Which is true.
Yeah. The wedding was supposed to be in 6 months. Ben hopes he's back by then. And Addison declares he better be. Addison gets...
Spoiler alert, he won't be.
No.
Even
the
better,
whole thing won't happen either. Addison gets the info that they were looking for. David died in a spacewalk, getting hit by debris. And Ben thinks it's simple. We'll just avoid walking out outside of the ship, and everything will be fine.
Easy.
Yep. Except Samantha will soon reveal that communications with Houston have been knocked out. She wants to return to Houston in their window.
They're going to return to Kennedy.
Right. A plan that Ken, I don't know who that is, but a plan that Ben loves. But they can't with the payload door stuck open. So they are sending Ben out to do a spacewalk, which is where and how David died.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Right.
As this whole communications thing being out has to be a trope by now with like space shuttle, disaster or struggle movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just because otherwise NASA would be in charge, so there would be no like conflict, I guess.
That makes sense. Addison tells him that he has 90 minutes to get out there, close the doors, and get back without dying. Ben suggests skipping the tests to save time.
A 20-minute pressurization test.
Yeah. Which is procedure, but that's when they have time. But I mean, they made the right call there.
Right. Max doesn't want to cancel the test, but Ben convinces him to do it.
Well, Samantha agrees to it because she's in charge now.
Right. Samantha tells him that Reynolds would say he's been trained for every scenario except this one. Trust his gut, stay fluid, stay open, and stay safe. Ben declares him a smart guy.
So we skipped this test. Presumably, they did the test in the original.
Right. So Ben knows that it's okay.
He should have 20 extra minutes right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's still here and still doing it, and we don't have like an actual astronaut to come back and take care of business, tells you that wasn't enough, right? He's obviously still in danger. So I guess he's just slow. Those 20 extra minutes aren't going to help him.
It might be like somebody who's trained for procedure or somebody who's trying to figure it out as they go might be the difference. And that might have made up for the time of the pressure test. But the pressure test was already done, so they didn't need to do it again because Ben knew that he died in space. So the pressure test, if it had failed, they wouldn't have went to space in the first place. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a moot point anyway because Ben not dying in this moment, or David not dying, is what causes them all to die. So he has to have David not die and then have everybody else not die too. But yeah, anyway, so
we go outside.
Yeah, and a very beautiful song plays. And by the way, after watching this episode and thinking about this podcast on a constant basis, I had dreams of an intro with you and Serenity putting on spaceships, walking...
Putting on spaceships?
Space suits.
We could do either.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Walking at the Kennedy Museum. I had that was my dream, the intro for this.
Cool, we can make it happen.
In my dreams. But anyway, with this song,
when we went to the Kennedy Space Center, Serenity and I had dressed her almost like an astronaut.
Yeah,
like all in silver and chrome. It looked like she was dressed in like aluminum foil. I just assembled an outfit from like all the different stores in the area, and every single like mom came up to her and said, "Who dressed you? You look amazing. Where did you get that? I need that." And she felt like a very fashion forward person all day. It was really cool. As she's looking at rockets.
I mean, she has you as a dad, so of course she's going to be very fashion forward.
Of course, I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was growing up, but then I found out, that I'm not good at it. But having a daughter was really good because I could play dress up all the time with her, different outfits.
So Ben marvels at space and says he didn't know he could be terrified and amazed at the same time. Addison sits on the space shuttle and also marvels at the view. And of course, this is an ongoing thing that Stacie complained about.
I hate it.
Yeah.
The fact
whole
that she
sitting
just
on thing.
Sits down.
Really?
Sitting.
Oh, I think I explained that before, but I think it's that Addison, what Ben sees is just like a hologram. And the hologram is like adaptable to the environment where in real life, she's just in the chamber standing up.
Or sitting on a chair, maybe.
I wanted a scene that explained it because we had plenty of scenes where we see her coming out into the imaging chamber, right?
I had talked to producers about that, and they said they probably will if they get to another season. So
I wanted a scene where we see like
her just sitting on her couch eating chips, and then she's sitting on
in the room that manipulates itself when she decides to sit. That there's a surface there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's an avatar. Just like when I put on my goggles, my guy is, buff and stuff and a little bit younger. And I'm not. But yeah. Avatar. Metaverse. Yeah. I'm very sexy in the metaverse. Look me up.
I'm sure you are, Albie.
Look me up. I'm Trekaholic.
Ben says we're on a clock here. He decides to start being a hard ass. Addison tells him what to do. Meanwhile, at the project, Jenna and Magic argue about Addison encouraging Ben remembering things. He suggests that Jen should cut the connection. Should have cut the connection. She does not agree. They get a notification that his plan worked. Beth apparently called not Jen. Beth ended up calling her daughter, Janice. Yes.
Janice.
And they now have a phone number and an address as to where she is. So they know
where the call was, right. Where she was when the call was made.
Right. Ben, meanwhile, flips...
And it's a house in Pasadena.
Right. Ben flips the red switch and
he does space stuff, is what my notes say.
And jetsons the payload. Nothing explodes. But oh no, the debris is coming early. Ben ends up surviving and declares, I can leap now. Addison says once again that he does not control the leap. Addison consults Ziggy, and because of the debris hitting where it does, the heat shield will fail and they will all die when they go back to Earth.
I'm going to call Bolt on that because he was standing in the cargo bay and the debris was coming over the cargo bay, and the stuff that would have hit him was going over top of the shuttle, and the heat shielding is the complete bottom of the shuttle. So there's no way him getting impacted with the debris going at that velocity, at that angle, would have somehow redirected to the heat shielding, which was underneath.
That's why we have you here, Albie.
But because show.
At Janice's house, Jen argues that Magic needs to handle Addison differently, including her in the decision-making rather than dictating. Magic asks if she's sure Ben didn't leap into her. And then they end up knocking on the door. We cut to Addison.
Not knocking boots. That would have been different.
I'm sure that happened in your fanfic at some point.
Oh, yeah. I'd read that.
Cut to Addison and Ian at the project. Ian says they can't crack the encryption without drawing too much attention. Ian thinks Addison isn't holding back because of mistrust of Magic and Jen, but worrying about Ben and what they'll find. In the future, Ben argues against re-entry because they'll die.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
And they do mention the real life tragedy.
Yes.
Which was interesting.
Which you guys...
I think the Columbia is what they're referencing.
Oh, okay. She cites a situation from 2003.
Oh, okay.
Right. Is that Columbia?
Course, I have no idea what she's...
Well, you're not going to space camp, clearly.
So, yeah.
But this, of course, isn't helpful because they're in 1998. So she can't tell them something that happened in 2003 to explain what's going on.
Right, but he could also bring up the Challenger. I don't know.
I don't think that's relevant.
No.
Yeah, O-ring, and it's really cold in space, so the O-ring froze, and now the solid rocket booster, which we don't have, is leaking, and bad.
Max thinks that they only have so much oxygen left. They can either
2.5 hours at this point.
They can either attempt re-entry or suffocate up here. Samantha suggests going to Muir to get more oxygen, which is very much like space camp and going to data.
Very much. Almost like the alternate ending, right?
Right. Yes.
Weird.
What were we say?
Stacie, you want to explain that?
What?
The alternate ending to space camp, that was what they did here for the ending.
I mean, this is kind of a combination of both things because we're going to a space station to get oxygen, which is happening in both. But the original alternate ending of space camp was they were going to get help from Russians that were not at a space station, but also in orbit.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Addison says that if they go to Mir right now, Z gives an 86% chance of survival. Ben puts in a vote for going to Mir. Max disagrees, but Samantha declares that's what they're going to do. It's kind of funny to me that Samantha is so much on Ben's side here because she doesn't necessarily have any reason to believe that Ben is right, but she's so ardent for the rest of the episode.
Because she's competent.
Ah, okay.
Yes, and hasn't just been knocked silly.
Okay.
Makes a difference.
Unfortunately, Reynolds has picked this time to wake up, and this is a good idea. In fact, he thinks she was going to get them all killed, and that going to the Russians would embarrass the program. I kind of found this attitude from him a little confusing. It makes sense now to be like against the Russians and getting help from them. I don't know that it would make necessarily that much sense in 1998.
Right in the middle there. Both nations were friendly towards each other, but he's an older guy, so he probably still had a little bit of the xenophobia and the tribalism to not trust Russia.
But at this time in 1998, there were
joint missions,
American
missions
at Mir. Like it was normal.
Maybe a little bit of his racism came out because he was had a concussion.
Maybe.
Wasn't thinking straight.
Reynolds declares they're going to go home despite Samantha's arguments. Magic and Jen go into Janice's house where they discover a secret door. Samantha continues to argue her point. Reynolds tries to reassure her that things will be fine. She thinks she's right about this, but Reynolds tells her to get in the chair, but she just walks away in a huff. Reynolds tells Ben to go get her and bring her back here right now.
Wow. Can I say that secret trapdoor was not done well?
Okay.
Not for the episode, but for in real life, in universe, because for her to get down there, she would have to leave the rug back and the couch back. So it would be obviously that she was down there, and there was no mechanism to draw the couch back to where it was supposed to be, and like a string or a rope to pull the rug back. So it was just, I don't know, hastily done by the set.
So Janice is not very good at constructing secret rooms.
No, it was well hidden, but if she was in it, she couldn't have pulled the couch back to close the door, and same
so
problem.
It wasn't to hide it while she was in it. It was to hide it when she wasn't home.
It seems short-sighted.
I mean, we needed them to find it. It doesn't exist for any other purpose than to find. So
that's true. So if they made it too good to hide, yeah,
right.
Magic wouldn't have found it, but he is Magic.
Yeah, you're right.
And the Ghostbuster.
We know she is good at making secret rooms because she makes a lot of them, right?
Well, I do too.
Place where the actual imaging chamber is and all these things. Janice has
spoilers.
Aston wants him to stop what's going on here by doing what he does best, get everyone moving in the same direction. Samantha is planning on locking them out of the system to abort re-entry. Ben instantly basically goes up top and sells Samantha straight out and tells Reynolds that he is not in shape to be in that chair, and throws his own words at him and argues that Samantha is up here because he trained her to be the best, getting her ready for a moment like this. He's got to trust her. He convinces him to abort, and Reynolds says they better be right about this.
My theory on this whole part is that Ben went up there with that plan, but if it didn't work out and he was going to re-enter the atmosphere and kill them all, Ben was just going to pop him one and knock him out again. And then Samantha would be in charge again.
Well, she was about to do the thing anyways. It was going to prevent it from happening.
I think she was right to do it, too, to save the lives.
I think the only difference here is we're getting the commander on board with the plan instead of her getting in trouble for what
I'm just thinking in real life, that was his plan, maybe. Like he had a backup plan.
Samantha has plotted a course that will put them there in an hour, but there's another problem. No long-distance communication. Ben suggests an alternative, but that would require Ben to be out on another spacewalk, again, pointing an antenna at Mirror for them to get their communication. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in the present, Magic and Jen poke around and find a secret room that looks just like the project. And this is presumably where she was in the season premiere. There's a camera, and they realize that they are being watched. Jen expresses grudging admiration for her opponent. On the spacewalk, Ben
and Jen starts unscrewing the hard drive.
Modified torque wrenches or something, torque screws.
Ben thanks Aston for helping him, the guy nobody trusts, but she points out that she trusts him. Ben points the antenna at Mirror. They start trying to communicate. They determine that they have 15 minutes to communicate with them because it took them an hour to get to. Actually, I'm sorry. Okay, so it took an hour to get there. They have an hour and 15 minutes of oxygen.
He said it's going to take an hour to get the oxygen. They only have a 15-minute window to get the process started.
Right. So Janice calls Jen and Magic. Janice confirms that Ben came to her. She warns them to leave because she's taking some precautions. And suddenly sparks fly, and they need to leave because otherwise they're going to blow up and die.
Things go boom.
Yes, they're going to get set on fire, which would be a miserable way to die. Jen thinks it was all worth it because she got the hard drive. Mm-hmm. In the shuttle, they realize...
It's a good thing she knew exactly what to take out of that whole room of equipment.
Yep.
Well, I think Janice, is that the right? Yeah, she set it up for Jen to find that particular thing, right? Is that it? It ended up being that way because
I don't remember.
I don't think
she wanted her to have it, otherwise they wouldn't be able to help Ben, right?
So why are we putting it in a place set to go boom in the first place?
She doesn't want to make it too obvious that she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
right. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't make it go boom if we need this information.
Yeah, brand new information.
So yeah, in the shuttle they realize they can't hear them, the Russians. Addison says, why don't they see the space shuttle? Ben realizes because for them it's the middle of the night. And they are all sleeping, kind of like me during most of your podcasts.
So they don't they don't have somebody like awake at all hours. You'd think they would take turns sleeping.
You would think
maybe.
So. Ben makes the crazy decision to remove his safety tether to jump the mirror.
That's crazy, dude.
It is crazy. Addison asks him, what are you doing? And Ben says he's controlling the leap and leaps into space. Insanely, this works. He ends up getting to mirror. He knocks on the door.
Knocks on the window.
That would freak me out if I was in space and somebody knocked on the window.
And soon finds himself, a Russian looking back at him.
And he's just like, "Oh, hey, how
you doing?" And Ben tells Atlantis that he made contact.
I want to think that this happens to Mir all the time because I think that's how every space movie solves the problem is they go to the Russians. So it's probably like, oh, there's more people outside again.
Okay, so this is a part of the episode that always bothered me.
Okay, yeah. Bothered me too. Why?
I watched it over and over then. I watch it over and over again now, this little clip. Mm-hmm. It does not show him tethering himself to that door.
No, after he's there. He should.
We see a tether at one point. It's there. Mm-hmm. But there was no moment where he would have been able to do it in the way it's cut. They do not show, they just show him hanging out, knocking on the door, and he's just loose in space.
And not even holding on. And one little tap would send him to his death. Then he let go.
And it's just standing there on nothing. And then you can see a little tether, so it's almost like it was just cut out. But it bothered me, and I watched it over and over again, and I'm like, I'm not looking at this wrong. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and there was like plenty of places to hook in.
Sorry.
He's not trained as an astronaut, so maybe he doesn't even know the gravity of the situation.
I see what you did there. That was good. Addison tells Ben that they make it, that David becomes the first astronaut to live on the International Space Station when it's built. Ben wants to know if he's going to leave home. Addison says it's 50-50. I think our odds are a lot worse than that.
She might not understand odds.
There's going to be at least 13, right?
Right.
She might not understand odds. She might think, well, you might not. That's two choices. 50-50.
She didn't have Ziggy, so she had to make it up.
Addison says she will be with him the whole way until they get him home. Bullshit. He leaps, and I definitely heard hints of the old leaping sound effect in that. And he doesn't. He of course does not leap back, and of course you had a problem with this one as well.
With what?
With when Sam, with Ben leaping at this moment, and then
Oh yeah, okay. So he leaps out, right? Why did we not wait until he's like inside one of these two structures before he leaps? Because poor David now leaps back, just standing out in space, possibly not even tethered,
untethered,
having no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a really unfortunate situation for him to find himself in.
Luckily, all their training, he could handle it. He'd be like, I don't know what just happened, but this is where I'm at. He was gonna take off, and all of a sudden he's floating in space next to Mirror.
Addison and Magic make up. Magic says it should have been a group discussion. Addison thinks he was right, that even Ben thinks so. Until they know what's going on, they need to keep Ben in the dark. Ben says that, in the military, when things went sideways, he would be reduced to barking orders, but this is different. It's going to take all of them to figure things out. We figured out that they recovered one of Janice's hard drives. Mm-hmm. Ian says, surprise, surprise, it's encrypted. It'll take months without an encryption key. It could be months or never, in fact, without one. Ian hints that it might be on the thumb drive that Addison has.
That's very convenient.
Yes. Addison says that she can help with that, and she apologizes for not handing it over sooner. Magic says it's okay. They're figuring out things as they go. Addison admits to being scared to know what was on the drive, to find out who Ben actually was, but she saw who he was on Atlantis, and she's not scared anymore. They plug it in, and Ian is surprised by the sheer amount of data. Ian does some computer things.
My notes say Ian does computer stuff.
Yeah, that code that they typed in made no sense to me, and I know a little bit about code.
I know nothing about code, and finds millions of variables representing places in time. Addison notices something that she thinks might be a destination, that Ben was trying to get to a specific point in time. They don't know why, where, or when. We see.
Same. I forget. Now I need to know. I need to watch it again. I got them both seasons on Blu-ray. No. It's on what, Netflix now?
Netflix, yes.
I should probably watch on Netflix.
That's where I was recently watching the show before we decided to cover.
I have both of those. Yeah. I don't know where. Oh, back there maybe.
I was basically watching with Stacie's dog, as she just had it on because we were trying to get
Stacie's dog.
It's got it going on.
Yep, got it going on. Lily, what season is this? 1 or 2?
That's
2.
2.
Yeah, that's why it's not open yet. That makes sense. I didn't do the unboxing yet. Me and Brian are supposed to do that. Where is Brian? This is supposed to be the Al's Place DVD.
He couldn't make it. We invited him. He was unavailable. Getting the 2 of you in a room together, Tar, getting all 3 of you, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, he's got responsibilities too.
Same podcast before. We did trivia.
It's very difficult.
It is.
It's very difficult.
See, I'm full-time in the podcasting world. I'm a podcaster. I'm an editor. I'm a producer. I'm a podcasting coach. So I'm all in on podcasting, which means no sleep schedule whatsoever.
Unfortunately, I got to do this and work a 40-hour job and be functional.
Try to sell them on a podcast. I'll give you a cut.
Okay. So we see where Ben leaps, which is into a boxing ring where he gets pummeled and from appearances knocked out. And this is, of course, is somewhere up there likes Ben. We probably won't be covering that episode for a while, but nevertheless.
That's the one where a nun trains Ben how to box, right?
It's something like that. No.
Let's see. We had one other person in this episode, an uncredited listing for a character named Daryl. I don't know who Daryl is.
Daryl. His other brother, Daryl.
He was played by John Chaffin. He was in 7 episodes of Mary Mason and 31 episodes of The Have and the Have.
Oh, that might be in the little boxing segment because that sounds like someone. It sounds like somebody I interviewed. That's what happened. That's a great episode.
I forgot that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to credit them even if they're in there for 2 seconds. Yeah.
Now, I'm a mental health awareness advocate. Part of my channel at one point was about that.
Cool. And Still is just in a very roundabout way.
Right.
Cool. When I'm sad, I will call you.
I appreciated the fact that Quantum Leap went there, the new series with mental health, because that episode very much tackles that subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great episode. I think we had some problems.
The whole series was great. The whole series was
I didn't like that episode so much.
I think it was because you don't like time for the series, but the whole series is great. Which episode didn't you like?
I'm not a fan of any sports episodes, just because sports.
Yeah, I don't like sports, but I don't mind dramatized sports stories.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like I'll watch a baseball movie, but I don't enjoy baseball.
All right. Do we have any other final thoughts about this episode that we want to talk about? Albie, give us your rating. We don't usually do that on our channel, but just when in Rome.
When in Rome. Okay. Well, final thoughts, ratings on season 1, episode 2, was it? Atlantis of the Quantum Leap 2022. I loved it back when I originally covered it, and I think I like it more now because I'm not set in my Quantum Leapy ways. So I was able to come back to it and enjoy it. And I'm surprised that I'm intrigued with the mystery. And I just loved everything about it. And it's funny, as those credits go by, when the series started, I didn't know who all these people were. But now, like, as I read, producer, casting, clothing designer, I know all these people. And I appreciate it much more and all the hard work they did. And this is a great episode. Are we doing a 5 scale, a 7 scale, a 10 scale? What do you do here, Dave?
Whatever your heart
we
contends.
don't do.
Yeah, we just we don't do ratings necessarily.
ever.
Good, bad,
not necessarily.
okay.
Just we don't.
Right.
But because we're collaborating with Quantum Leap Podcast for this one,
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know what my original rating was, but out of 5, I'm gonna give this one a strong 5. 5 shortwave radio antennas pointed at the Mir space station.
All right. Stacie, final thoughts?
I agree with you that I enjoyed it more this time than the original playthrough. And I think a lot of it is just because we know all the characters now. We know their whole deal, right? Back then, they were still brand new to us. And we were like, who are these people? How, we didn't know their interpersonal situations and all of these things. And
we weren't close personal friends with Georgina Riley.
And it was just like, what's going on? What's the story? We were so just figuring it out. And I think that probably detracted from enjoying the episode because we are in learn everything mode, right?
I think part of my original problem, and it's not something I care about anymore, is that they didn't really explain the mechanics of how the new Quantum Leap works. I know how Quantum Leap works. I know the mechanics. I know what looking at the mirror image means. A new person who was coming in to watch the series wasn't necessarily going to understand those things. I felt like they needed to explain those things more in order to capture new audience members and maybe get better ratings and maybe not be canceled after 2 seasons. But I don't have those problems anymore because the show is over and it was canceled. And so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me anymore watching this episode because it just doesn't matter anymore. But it was a pretty great episode.
You interrupted me. I was still talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Continue.
Well, let me interrupt you, Stacie. I think another thing is that when it was coming out, we just assumed we'd have it for 5 to 7 years or something, and we were being super critical of it. And now that it was taken away from us, I think we appreciate it more, and we should have appreciated it more back then. Sorry, we both interrupted you, Stacie.
Yes, Stacie, your final thoughts.
I liked it. That's my final thought. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good episode.
What's your rating?
I'm glad we rewatched it. Let me do 4.5. I wasn't prepared to do this. Let's see what's happened in this episode. 4.5. There weren't any things in this episode.
It's difficult. Yeah. I had a backup, but I don't know if you want it.
Thumb drives.
Oh, nice. That was my backup.
I'm going to go with 5 out of 5 Albies.
Aw. 5 out of 5 0G pools of blood.
That's the way to go.
Thumb drives. Gotta love thumb drives.
All right. So, Albie, before we go,
Don't go! Dave!
One more time. Why are we here today?
Oh, my goodness. We are here. We are gathered together today to celebrate my daughter, Serenity, and get her to space camp. Over a dozen podcasters and YouTubers are joining forces with across 9 channels to promote this GoFundMe for Serenity Lynn Burge, future astronaut. Hopefully, if there's a thermal curtain failure, you can go to GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp to find out more, or go to the QR code on the screen. Hopefully, Dave.
Yes.
And the link below. Somewhere. And then follow the whole playlist. We're going to have 9 different shows talking about space and NASA and different space camps. And I think the next one coming up is the QLP Quantum Leap After Show, talking about the wrong stuff. And how did that go, Stacie? Is that worth people watching?
Yeah, it was a fun time. We had a silly chat.
Yeah. Started off, nobody was able to breathe, and I still haven't figured out why. But then after that, we're Treksploration is doing Star Trek Voyager Season 6, Episode 8, One Small Step, which has to do with a NASA astronaut that happens to end up, across the universe, and Voyager just happens upon them. And then that Star Trek podcast is covering the Star Trek The Next Generation episode, The Royale, which has to do with NASA. So there's a lot of things happening. So stay tuned and check all the links. And Stacie's been sharing them everywhere. And thank you so much, Stacie.
I was going to suggest that you also do the first duty because that was at the Academy. But I think the options that you went with are actually better.
The first duty of every Starfleet officer is to the truth.
Yes. So one of the Wesley Crusher episodes.
Yeah, that was a great one. I actually edited a music video, the Picard song, and it has that clip in it. That's why I remember it. And it's got over 150, 200, 500,000 views.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah, it's the 4K one.
Hmm.
There's a 360p out there, but I did the 4K version.
Gotcha.
And there's actually a picture of Serenity in the holodeck if you look closely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stacie can be reached at.
I can be reached on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TV and Coupon Talk.
Albie, where can you be reached?
I am not on X because I cannot see myself being there. So I am on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Treksploration.com, thequantumleappodcast.com, and the various things. And you just type in Albie and I come up everywhere. I'm an infestation online.
All right. If you like this video and want to support the channel, the number of ways to do so, you can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join the Core Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Core Productions membership for 99 cents a month. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video. Support Albie's sending Serenity to Space Camp. Woo! And subscribe to the channel. This is Dave, Stacie, and Albie from Core Productions signing off.
Dave!